Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah and day 12 of the Halloween Craft Countdown, where I'm sharing a Halloween paper craft project every day for 20 days. Today's project are these adorable little Halloween bookmarks. They're a lovely, quick and simple project to make to add into your spooky novels this Halloween season. The downloads to make these Cricut bookmarks are free for the next 24 hours. If you haven't already got your free ticket for the Halloween Craft Countdown, go to craftwithsarah.com/HCC to register. If you have already registered, here's how to download the SVG files for these Halloween bookmarks. If you've already registered your free ticket, check for an email from me with subject line Halloween Craft Countdown ticket information, or any of the other emails from me that you have been sent throughout the countdown. Can't find them? Check your junk or spam box to see if they've gone there by mistake. These emails contain the link to view the countdown projects and download today's files. Scroll down this page to find today's project. Click the button to start the files automatically downloading to your computer or mobile device. Each download is only available for free for 24 hours after it goes live. If you've missed some, check out the Instant Access Bundle at craftwithsarah.com/HCC bundle, which gives immediate and ongoing access to all of the files and projects from the Halloween Craft Countdown. All downloads come in zip folders. You will need to unzip them before you can upload the files into Cricut Design Space. Once you've downloaded and unzipped the folder, it's time to upload the bookmarks into Cricut Design Space. Open up Design Space and start a new project, and then go into Upload over on the left and Upload Image. You can then either click Browse to find the files on your computer, or you can drag and drop them in. Make sure you choose the unzipped version of the folder, and within there, go into Cut Files. There are 3 folders within here, which is 3 different file types. For Cricut Design Space, you need the one called SVG files, and within there are our 3 different bookmark templates. Make sure you choose the files which start SVG in the file name, and then I'll go for the pumpkins. It will look like this with the 2 layers separate, and that's fine. So press Upload, and then click it in your recent uploads, and press Add to Canvas. It should come in at the correct size, but I will write out the sizes in the matching written version of this tutorial, so you can double check if you want to. These have been sized so that they should fit nicely in most books. If you want to, you can change your colours by clicking on each layer individually in the Layers panel and then having a little look in here. Maybe we do orange pumpkins and a black background. How this will work is that when it's cut out, we'll be sticking the pattern on top of the solid bit to give a bit more stability to our bookmark. And that's really all there is to it. So when you press Make It, you can change the paper size if you want to. And this is really wasteful in terms of your card. So press Shift on your keyboard and drag that arrow, and then you can move it to the top. And that way you've got all of this card left to be used for a different project in the future. I'll just show you again on this one. So I'm going to change my paper to A4 and then rotate that with my Shift key held down so it goes exactly horizontal. And then all this space will be left for another day. Alternatively, you could use up your card scraps left over from previous projects to cut these with instead. So go ahead, get your bookmark cut out, and then we'll see a very, very short little tutorial on how to stick them together. Here are my different bookmarks all cut out, and I've just laid them on top of each other to check I'm happy with the colours and that you can see the designs with the different shades underneath, and I think they all look good. So let's stick them together. These will all be glued together, and a needle tip applicator bottle like this, or a glue such as Barely Art Glue, which comes with a really thin nozzle, will be easiest for this because it is quite small in some of those places. The glue I'm using is called Kalau, which is good because it doesn't bend or wrinkle the cardstock like some glues can do. And to put these together, it really is as simple as just adding your glue to the back Don't put too much on there because we don't want it to smush out the sides when we put it on that base. But likewise, you need enough that it will be a good stick and it will be able to withstand being used in a book. I had a little bit of drama cutting this out where the Cricut tore my cardstock, so I just cut that bottom off. So if you're wondering why yours goes all the way along there and mine doesn't, that's why. I didn't want to recut it all. Okay. Then just need to put that on there. And that is all glued. And then do the same with the other two. And this might possibly be the quickest video in terms of the assembly that I've ever done. But don't worry, I've got a little bonus extra for you coming up once these are stuck together. Now, because these are just kind of for Halloween, and you might not be using them for very long, you'll probably find that it's okay to leave them just made out of cardstock. But if you wanted to use your Halloween themed bookmarks for longer, or if maybe you wanted to give them as gifts and you wanted them to be a bit sturdier, then what you could do is run them through a laminator to help protect them. So not only will that make them a lot sturdier with the lamination on the front and back, but it will also help to prevent them from water damage and things like that. I'm going to leave mine as just the cardstock though. And then just on the witch one, this is probably the hardest one to glue because of all of those little tree branches, and also her stirring stick for her cauldron is quite thin. These needle tip bottles make it easy though. You want to try and get the glue into the tree branches because if they're not stuck down, then they're liable to tear pretty easily. Okay. If you're going to laminate your bookmarks, now is the time to do that before you add any ribbon or anything through it. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to start adding my tassels and ribbon. You could make your own tassels to go in the bookmark. There are lots of tutorials and videos online on how to do that. I actually had this. I found it in my random craft supply box of things I've picked up over the years that I think may come into use one day. This has been in that box for probably around 7 years. I think it was a freebie when I didn't order for something online. And today is its day. It's finally going to get used. So I'm just going to try and work out how to do it. So let's just thread that through there and then put it through on itself. There we go. Let's get that on the top. So a tassel looks really nice. And then you can hang that over the edge of the book, like the front, so that you know what's inside. Or you can keep things simpler with a little bit of ribbon. So here's some green ribbon, and then the easiest way to do it is to get your ribbon in half. This is probably a bit long. I'm going to cut it in half first. Okay. Fold it in half, and then get the looped end, thread that through the hole, and then where you've got the loop, so in here, come on, open up, in here the loop, just tuck the ends through it, like that, and then pull it tight. And that looks really nice. It's really quick and simple. And if you've got any little bits of ribbon hanging about, it's a nice way to use them. And if you want to, you can, of course, just leave it plain without anything in if you just prefer a super slim bookmark. So there we go, our 3 little Halloween bookmarks. But as I said, to make up for that being a very, very, very quick and simple tutorial, I'm going to show you in Design Space how you can turn these bookmarks into shaker bookmarks with sequins and glitter and things inside them. So let's hop back and find out how to do that. Let's see how we could turn this bookmark design into a shaker bookmark. And a shaker bookmark means that we would put a piece of acetate or clear plastic underneath the layer with the pattern in to hide all of the gaps. And then we'd need to cut some funky foam or fun foam in the shape of this outline border to sandwich between the base and the front. So if you turned it upside down, so you'd have the pattern, so these pumpkins first, then you glue on your acetate, then you'd glue the foam around the edge. Then that makes you a nice little container that you can put in sequins, glitter, seed beads, little embellishments, maybe feathers, whatever you want in there. And then you'd add some glue to the top of that fun foam. Stick your solid bit, this bit here, on the back, and then when it's all dry, you've got a beautiful shaker effect bookmark. Let's see how to do that. So first you want to click your design and press ungroup to separate the layers. Click on the base layer and then duplicate it to make a copy. Move it over to one side and change the color to white. This is going to signify our acetate layer, which will be stuck to hide all of the gaps in the front to stop the sequins and things falling out. To make the layer which will be cut from craft foam, click on the pattern layer and duplicate that one. I'm going to change the color just so that it's different to everything else on screen to make it a bit easier to see. Go into shapes and choose a square. And then zoom in a little. I want to line this up along one of those edges. Click the padlock icon to open it up. And then I want to resize this so that it touches the bottom and also touches one of those sides, that other side. So we're going for the straight edges along there. And then I just need to make it a bit taller, probably to about there. So it's hiding all of the pattern. That might be a bit much. Let's go down a bit. Okay, I'm going to select both those layers and press slice, which means I'm going to cut that rectangle out of my purple layer. My Design Space is being a little bit funny today and taking ages to slice. Yours shouldn't take that long. But once it's done it, click on your grey layers in the layers panel and then press delete to get rid of them. And then you'll have a purple bit in the middle, which is the pattern. Again, I'll delete that one. And then I'm just left with this border. This is what I'd cut from my fun foam that I then stick on here. So if we imagine we're putting this together, the bottom bit will be our solid bit. We'd have the foam on there and then fill it with all your not pictures, glitter, sequin, beads, whatever. Then you'd put the acetate on top like that. Remember, this is going to be see-through. And then on top of that, you'd glue this piece out of cardstock, and that'll let you see not only the color of that base layer behind it, but also all of the little bits you've put in there to shake around. If you've never cut fun foam with your Cricut before, I have a separate tutorial on how to do that. So I'll add the link to that in the description of this video and also in the matching written tutorial for this project. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make these cute little Halloween bookmarks. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more Cricut craft and Halloween paper crafts. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow for day 13 of the Halloween Craft Countdown. Bye!